Jeremy, great to see you. Baruch Hashem, you're doing well. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling, Baruch Hashem, fine. I'm fighting this illness with all my koach and all my patochim and emunah that Hashem gives me.
Baruch Hashem, amazing. You've been through quite an ordeal with this COVID-19 coronavirus, haven't you?
Yes.
Can you tell us when did you start to begin to feel unwell?
I started to feel unwell on the Friday before Pesach, and myself, Lisbeth, and Jordan all started self-isolating then. On the Sunday, I was upstairs. They were putting, Jordan was going down and still to get me things to eat. And he went upstairs, and I started talking to him, and he said to me, Jeremy, Dad, you are not breathing properly. I'm going to have to speak to Mum. Elizabeth came up, and they called 111 immediately. And I spoke to one of the doctors, and 30 minutes later, an ambulance was there.
Wow, so what happened?
Yes. And I had to wait. When the ambulance came, I had virtually lost the strength in my legs. So Jordan and Sammy carried me down with the help of the paramedics. They got me to the ambulance, and I went into the ambulance, and I had total cardiac and renal failure. They had to resuscitate me, and then they made a decision whether they were going to send me to Watford or Barnet. And thank God they thought of Barnet, because their acute chronic department is state of the art. When they got me back up after resuscitation, they took me to the hospital. By the time I got there, my core temperature was 97 degrees. They had wrapped me in these towels and they induced a coma.
Wow.
And I was in a coma for 42 days. And that was exactly
how ill you were.
You know me, Rov. I don't give up. So whether I knew I was well, I was working, and because the office was, I'm a credit manager for the company. I wanted to make sure that I was getting as much money in for my company as possible, and that was what I was focused on. I thought I was just had the flu. Anyway, when I got to the hospital, they put me into the coma, and that is when I started having dreams.
Right.
The first dream, pardon me, was 7 days after I went into the hospital. I dreamt of Yaakov's ladder, and I saw myself going up, and my brother, Oliver Shalom Nigel, I'm coming down, and my brother coming up. They didn't tell me, but I knew that my brother wasn't well beforehand, because he'd had double pneumonia 10 years ago. And I spoke to him a week before Yontif, and I said to him, you of all people have got to stay inside for your family. And that was the last time I spoke to him.
Oh,
then I had another dream, which was quite amazing. I was in an ICU, and I was looking up at the sky, and I saw the ceiling, and I saw two lights. One was England, the other one was Eretz Israel. And I kept looking up at them. 1 minute I'm in England, the next minute I'm in Israel. And then I woke up in my dream, and I'm in Israel. And I'm thinking to myself, how do I get home? I've got no passports. I've got no money. And then my friend Neil Isaacson came into my dream and said, whatever happens, I will get you home. And then the third dream...
The dream's incredible.
Yeah, and the third dream was I was about 15 to 20 days into being under, and I felt in my mind that I was dirty. And I was saying to the doctors, I need to be washed. And they said, you can't be washed. And in my dream, Jordan came along and said, he's my father. I will carry him and get him washed. These are things, the patochen I've had and all the emunah I've had for a Kodesh Baruch Hu has come out, and all the things that potentially could have gone wrong with me hasn't. And I've only actually been out of my coma for 38 days, and I've done everything I have done for the love of Lisbeth and love of the community. I now can get up, stand, eat, go, get myself dressed, everything. And it's only because the love of this community, the amount of kindness has been gone through. Michael Goldstein, first time he heard of it, started a page saying, my friend Jeremy has been put into a coma. Let's raise money. When I woke up out of the coma, I saw that in a space of about 3 days, the community had raised nearly £4,000 for the charity.
Phenomenal, isn't it? Absolutely phenomenal.
It is. I've got such love for this community. I always have done. I've been in the community now for close to 1984, 42 years now, 32 years now. And every time I see something, it amazes me. This community can only grow with you and the new Rav, Rabbi Taylor, when he comes, because I know him from his brother Simon. We have got such a good community, and we're going to have to continue to make it grow as it is. Please. I hope this video and this thing actually gives people the knowledge that it's not always negative, and it's very, very positive if you put your mind to it.
100%. Jim, if I can take you back slightly.
Yes.
Just remind us, how long were you actually in hospital for?
I was in hospital until this Monday, so the Monday just gone, so that's, no, not Monday, Thursday. I was in hospital for 67 days.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And you were on a ventilator, weren't you? How long were you on a ventilator for?
I was on a ventilator for 42 days, the whole time I was out.
Okay.
And then they put me on a mask for another 10 days, and then they put me into the recovery suite for another 10 days.
Right.
And I have really the strength I've got from the community and my darling wife, and they call people Ashes Chayils. She doesn't deserve that title. She could deserve something more. The strength she has and my son's strength is something to behold. And the amount of people around the world have been saying to Hillel, I've looked it up, and people have told me it's nearly 5,000 people.
Yeah.
America, Israel, England, France, Germany. I don't know if you've looked. If anyone's got Facebook, have a look tonight at the video that Zichron Menachem did for me. That just brought it all the time to me. Why I do what I have to do.
Sure. Can you tell us a little bit more also about the impact on Lisbeth and the boys while you were in hospital? How difficult it must have been for them?
It was difficult, but the thing is, all our friends, Arnie and Sue Cohen, the Hartmans, David Nathan and Naomi, loads of people, everyone in the community gave them. Lisbeth hasn't had to cook since it happened. It's all the people we know, they're just that she, as I said, she's been a rock. The first time she showed any form of emotion was on Monday when she came, when it was really cold, and I was in my room, and it was raining a bit, and I said to her, look, Elizabeth, I'm fine. I'm coming home. You don't have to stay here anymore. And that's when she broke. How she didn't tell, she spoke to you and to Diane Duda and to Rabbi Plancy about whether she should tell me when I came out about Nigel Oliver Shalom. And you all said, no, let him get well. And the first thing I said when I came out of, when he came to see me was, I don't want any more of this thing. I know, has Nigel been nifta? And they said yes. So I told them what I told you before. I knew, I sensed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's desperately tragic about your brother. Desperately tragic. Have you started to come to terms with that? Obviously, as I said, you knew.
I have, but the thing is, my sister-in-law, she's I have, it's too close.
Cool.
Her passing away, him passing away. My parents, they're not doing very well. They came to see me yesterday. We're trying our best, but the one thing that's happened is my brother and me, the Achtos we've got now, we're a strong, cohesive unit, and we're getting through it together.
Right.
And that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Achtos.
Absolutely. Jeremy, can you tell me again? I know you've mentioned it before. Were you aware how close you came?
Yes, they told me they brought the notes to me in the hospital. I was actually 36 seconds away from dying.
Unbelievable.
That was when I was in the ambulance, and if it wasn't for my son coming up the stairs, I wouldn't be there. Hashem's got a plan for me. I don't know what it is yet, but every night I go to bed after I've said the Shema, and I listen for that still small voice that's there, who will one day tell me exactly what it is. Right. But one thing you can be sure, when I get my strength back, there's no stopping me.
Good. We're glad to hear. We're glad to hear it. I mean, does that must change a person's perspective on life when you come back?
100%. I've said this. It's my favourite mantra. I've said this all the time since you've known me. There's two types of people in this community, in this world: I's and we's. I's are the type of people who see what someone else has got and say, "I want that." We's are the type of people I hope I am, which is I see someone else's pain and I put myself into that position. That is the reason why so many people have come over, because I've had the Stiebel, I've had the Federation, everyone wants to see me and wants to be part of this nest, because there's no other way about it.
Yeah.
70 days, and I'm able to stand up, sit down, and talk to my Rav. It's just something to behold.
Absolutely.
I think about it every single day.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I mean, it is phenomenal. That people have got to see that it's not all negative. But I must say, what's happening at the moment with Black Matters, it's amazing that everyone's is wanting to get together, but also it's so easy to get what I've got. And to be so close together, it's got to stop, because even though I'm through it, I could actually get it again. And next time, it could be so much worse.
Right. Now, can you describe the care that you received in hospital and your opinion of the NHS?
The NHS, I cannot fault. The care I got in the critical care unit was second to one. And it wasn't just one nurse to me. I had 3 or 4 nurses all attending to me. And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And the NHS, I don't think if you had a private healthcare, you could ever have the service I had. There was one funny thing, I've told you this personally. When I went into the rehabilitation unit on the Thursday before on the Wednesday before that's Wednesday 2 weeks ago, I was there and I got quite friendly with this nurse, because you know me, I like to be friends with everyone.
I know you
And
do.
and I said I couldn't have kosher meals. And in lunchtime on the next day on Thursday, she came in and I saw the food, and it wasn't in a box. It was on the plate, and I said, I can't eat that. She says, well, it's kosher. I said, I don't dispute what you're saying. However, you could have been walking down the road, someone could have spoken to you, and I could be having pork goulash, not beef. I can't eat it. So she stopped, took it back out, and then I went and said, Elizabeth had made me sandwiches, and I had those. And then Taka in the evening, bless her, she did exactly the same thing.
Right.
So this is all something from a Kodesh Baruch Hu, to see how close I was to him. One thing I have done, and I think everyone who knows me can see me, is I've lost 3.5 stone.
Well, I did want to say, Jeremy, I was going to say you look 10 years younger.
I feel 10 years younger, but it's not. I wouldn't recommend the coronavirus diet.
That's not the type of diet you recommend for someone to go on.
No. When I came out of the thing, I looked to my arms, and you know when you look at an arm of blessed, an older person, all the skin hangs off. That's what my arms were.
Wow.
And I had physiotherapy from that day, and I'm continuing to do it today.
Right.
I can walk, but my balance is still very weak.
Yeah.
I can't go upstairs. I've got our spare bed in our lounge, and I'm sleeping downstairs.
Right.
So I'm still not 100%. But Baruch Hashem, I've three of my friends, Eli Zeliger, who's the founder of Zichron Menachem in the UK, he phoned me on a Thursday before I left, and he's Baruch Hashem getting well.
We wish
then
him
his brother,
as well.
Yes, saying to him from every single day. Danny, his brother, and the founder of Zichron Menachem in Holland, we all got it at the same time. That is not just coincidence. There is something there.
Very strange.
Something there. But we all got the strength to do it. And Baruch Hashem, hopefully by June of next year, we'll have the parents' camp, and we're going to be doing it wherever, and everyone else can come and join in for it, because this has got the reason why I love Zichron Menachem is it's a charity again of Achdus. I want when it comes along, I'm going to advertise it, and literally everyone who wants to come can come.
Will we get to see you wearing that suit again, Jeremy?
Yes. Sharon Ben-Hur has already bought my own personal one.
It might need to be taken in slightly from last time.
Yeah, she has. She's bought me a smaller one.
Good. It's good. Now, you mentioned food before, the food and the difficulties with food in the hospital and the rehab place. Now, we all know that, Jeremy, you love your food. What was it you missed the most?
Something that you detest. Chopped liver and Marmite.
What, together?
No, on two separate things.
I eat chopped liver, Jeremy. It's children I don't eat.
Oh, children, yeah. Marmite. That's the first thing I had.
Oh, really?
Yes. When I came back, because my taste buds had automatically changed.
Right.
When I came out, Jordan bought me a Twix. I can't eat it. It's like eating pure sugar. I have stopped eating sweets. The only thing I can eat now is plain chocolate.
Right.
And I can eat cake, but I can't eat all this processed chocolate anymore.
Wow, is that a no-no?
Yes, you can either from coronavirus, you can either lose your taste buds completely, or your whole taste and eating things completely change. When I came out, certain food I couldn't even taste. I was just eating. I didn't know what it tasted, but the rest of it was either very, very salty or very, very sweet. So I think it's going to be very good, because I won't have to eat anything that's continues to be fattening.
Right. Well, very good. There's something positive coming out of it. Another thing positive coming out of it.
Yes.
Good.
I want to say, I thank the community from the bottom of my heart. You don't know how your prayers and your tefillah have helped me get to where I am today. And we're going to grow from strength to strength from now on.
Please God.
Yes, from your mouth to the Abish's ears, Rob.
Obviously, you've got a direct line.
Yeah, that's one thing I've got to tell you. One of the last dreams I had was that I was upstairs in Shemayim with a Kodesh Baruch Hu, and a Kodesh Baruch Hu said to me, you can either stay here, and Elizabeth came in my dream and said, I need you, I can't let you go.
Wow.
And then I woke up.
Amazing.
I've got all other small ones, but if I do this, we'll be sitting here from now until Mindacha.
Right. Well, please God, another time we'll hear more of your stories. But it's just wonderful to see you, Jeremy. You know,
it's wonderful to be here.
The whole community was thinking about you and praying for you and hoping you would come home safe. And Baruch Hashem, you're here. And please God, your recovery should continue.
Yes.
Get stronger every day. And then please
Amen.
Baruch should bless you with the koyach to be able to do all those things you dream of doing and continue.
One of them is tonight, Rob. One of them tonight. I'm looking forward to at 8:30 to be sitting down and for us to learn together. I've got the safe waiting.
Great, that's fantastic, fantastic. Well, you keep looking after yourself, and I know Elizabeth will be looking after you and the boys.
It's the whole community. I mean, Elizabeth's had a string of women who've made food for them. And we've got cake coming out of our ears for the amount of people. It's a shame that we can't have a Suda, because we could just have a Suda of all your favourite cakes.
Yeah, well, you know that.
Yeah.
Well, please God, some point in the future we will.
Amen.
We will. All right. Jeremy, we wish you well. Ben Gabriele, you should have a refuah shalema b'mehera, a full and complete and speedy recovery. And please God, we'll see you back soon, fighting fit. You're an inspiration to so many people.
The first thing I'm going to do in Yavna, I saw Saul last night, is I'm davening Pesukei Zimra on the first Shabbos I'm there.
Right. Well,
love you, Rob.
Love you too. Look after yourself, and thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Take
Absolute
care.
pleasure. Thank you.
Bye, Jeremy. Bye.
Bye.